What's up, Papa Techie lovers? There's my Spyderco Pair 3. There's some AWT Pair 3 Skinny Scales Agent Series and it dies. Stick around. Anyway, so I got these Applied Weapon Tech Spyderco Pair 3 Skinny Scales, clip side, liner delete anodize for my Spyderco Pair 3 that has the blackened Golden, Colorado, USA CPM S45VN steel with G10 scales. So we're going to replace these G10 scales today. So I'm going to get started and circle right back with you. Just circling back. The Spyderco torque screws are out. Had to use a T10 for the pivot, a T9 for these back screws, and a T6 to take off the clip. So very interesting. You have to be careful with these Spydercos. Sometimes they tend to want to spin. So you may need a pair of pliers to hold the barrel in space, or you may have to have another set of bits there to make it work. As of right now, these should just come apart, so I'm going to pull them apart and come right back. Woo, buddy. All right, that took me a minute. Mostly everything came apart relatively easy, with the exception of the barrel spacer. This thing was a beast. It kind of looks a little bit like it's flanged out a little bit, so that may be by design, but because of that, it kind of stuck in the G10 scales a little bit. So yeah, not too difficult. I'm sure there's a lot of videos out there about removing, taking the Pair 3 apart. Anyways, we've got our AWT scales here that we're going to be putting on in replacement of the G10. These are the anodized aluminum, and this particular one is the flat dark earth. So I thought that this would look really nice instead of the G10 scales. I like the G10 scales. They're nice and grippy. I'm hoping to get maybe a little bit of weight reduction. I don't know. We'll see. According to the website, you're supposed to, but we'll see what happens with that. I don't really care too much for cleaning G10 when they get dirty and muddy. It's not a big deal. I just thought it would look really nice. So let me weigh these out so you can see. All right, we have our trusty Taylor scale here. Just turning them on. We're going to take a look at the G10 scales. See what kind of weight we can get off of these. So this is 0.7 ounces, 21 grams for the factory G10 scales. And now let's take a look at the AWT scales. 1.0 ounce, 28 grams, so they're actually heavier. Now, in addition to this, we're going to remove the clip side. So let's throw the clip on there and see what weight we're looking at there. 0.5 ounce or 13 grams. So, in all actuality, since we're removing the clip side, we throw that on there. We've got 36 grams or 1.3 ounces. Again, so that's 1.3 ounces, 36 grams. This is 27 grams and 1.0 ounces. So 0.3 savings in ounces because we're removing the clip side as well. Okay, so we saw the weight savings that we're going to expect to have. We've got our scales laid out and it's time to put them back together. Okay, back folks, and for the most part I've got the AWT scales on the Spyderco Pair 3. These are the skinny and anodized aluminum, and they look green, but it's probably the reflection of my camera light, but this is actually flat dark earth. The knife already feels completely transformed. The thing with the skinny scales is if you look at, let me grab the other one here. If you look at the original G10 scales, you can see that the hump and the handle is gone. So that's part of the skinny treatment to reduce the hump that's right here. So it's a little bit of a weight reduction, and it changes the feel of the knife in the hand. So you just kind of have to experience it to feel the difference. I didn't really mind this too much. I think it feels good. This also feels amazing. It feels, I would say, more like more precision oriented with having the skinny scales on there. And let me go ahead and put the clip back on there. I've got the clips, the pocket clip still put on there. At the request, I had to ask them to go ahead and drill left-hand carry too. So it's got right hand and left hand carry on this particular one. The cost of this is $79.99. So it's definitely one of those things you have to ask yourself, is it worth buying aftermarket scales for a blade of the cost that we're paying for these Spydercos? I think it is. I like to tinker with my knives and things like that, do upgrades, mods, and why not? So, but let me go ahead and put that clip back on. Okay, check it out. Got the Applied Weapon Tech scales on the Spyderco Pair 3. These are the skinnies. Again, flat dark earth. It came together nicely. Again, the only issue was this barrel spacer for the lanyard hole was giving me a little bit of trouble. Other than that, it feels great. This Spyderco carried around almost on a daily. The looks are much improved. Not that there was anything wrong with the G10 scales. I do find the Spydercos to be a very utilitarian style knife with some fidget factor to it, especially with this rear compression lock on the back. It feels good. It feels good in the hand, nice and thin. The action stayed pretty good. The centering a little bit off, but not too bad. And of course, keeping the old G10s packed away. Okay, just another viewpoint of the color here on the Spyderco with the AWT flat dark earth scales. Again, let's flow in the readout with the AWT scales on it. This is the green, and then we can also flow in the Benchmade bailout aluminum with green scales. So you can see that it kind of does look green when you compare it against these other ones, but I'm telling you, you have to kind of see it off the camera. It's definitely not green. It's more of a brownish color. This is actually brown here, this matte, just to give you an idea. It's a tan color, brownish color. Again, anodized aluminum. Looks differently in the light and the camera. I can definitely see the difference. Now, just to show you all with the scale here, the original knife together with the factory G10 was weighing in around 3.3 ounces. So this brings it down to 3 ounces, so a 0.3 ounce savings. The original knife was around 93, so it's coming in at 85. Let me make sure that's zeroed out. Yep, it's coming in at 85 grams, so that's a weight savings of 8 grams. So the knife has actually reduced in weight, even though the scales weigh more than the G10. It's the fact that the clip side liner has been deleted out of here. That's a little bit of weight reduction savings there. Anyways, there you go. Applied Weapons Tech. Hope you guys enjoyed this upgrade, and look forward to see y'all in the future. Thanks.